I'm Garrett Dow, KD6KPC, creator of RepeaterBook.com. This is not really a scripted presentation, but it's an addendum, I guess, to our repeater record custodian video that we put out yesterday. It's generated quite a bit of excitement, which I'm pleased. And so one of the requests was to go slower through the system. We've added more features today, some promises that were made in the video from yesterday. I'll leave a link down below to watch that. We'll call it a kind of a primer video. So this one I'm going to go through slow and explain it, maybe a little bit of the RepeaterBook philosophy here. But one of the things that repeater owners have asked for is for more control of their data on RepeaterBook. And right now you can't completely edit everything there is on your listing, and that's because some of it requires special formatting, and we want the formatting to look the same from state to state. So when users come to use the site, it has a similar feel, and you can find data quickly. So as I work more to kind of automate and check and enforce even our admins to enter data similarly from state to state and not in an isolated way, then we can improve and allow repeater owners, or in our case, we're not really tracking owners, but repeater record custodians, RRCs, because that encompasses basically anybody authorized to curate the record. So the first thing that I wanted to show here was how to claim a repeater. So if you are a repeater record custodian or want to be a repeater record custodian, you own a repeater, you're the trustee. It's a U.S. term, right? Trustee, a Canadian term too, I think. But you're basically the person responsible for that repeater. You could be a club officer, you could be a control operator, whoever, just as long as the person ultimately legally responsible for the proper operation of the repeater agrees, you can be a repeater record custodian. And the way to do that, if you look here, I'm looking at a repeater here in Oregon, near where I live, and it says claim repeater here. And so claim repeater means that you're claiming the repeater, right? That it's yours. And so you click on that, and up pops this box, says claim repeater, add as record custodian. It has a little bit of information in our wiki about what it is, and it autofills your call sign and your email address, and then you need to give us a little bit of a reasoning as to what your relationship is and qualification to be the repeater custodian. And then it sends an email to us so we can review that and then approve it, and then you'll get an email that says, hey, thanks for being that custodian. So you do have to have an account with RepeaterBook to do that. It can't be anonymous, so hopefully that works out okay, but we do need that. So that'll do that. Now, what that does, when you see in this menu here, it says submit update, and we're looking here at everything, basically because I'm an admin, this is what we see. But if we look at a repeater where I'm not logged in, so I use a different browser, I'm not logged in, and it looks like this. This is like the two things that people who are not admins, not record custodians, get to see: edit repeater and signal report. That's it. If this repeater was a little bit older, it would as far as the last time it was updated, it would pop up and ask them just to reconfirm it on or off air. We would ask for that. But now, as a record custodian, if we kind of go back to that, I can kind of explain what it is that you'll see. This edit repeater button is here, so you can click that, and that'll take you right into the screen there for you to give us updates, right? So that we can go ahead and review that, curate it, make sure it's in the right format, and then get it entered in the database for you. There are some things that you can edit on your own. You can add PL tones, tones and access. So depending on the features of the repeater, this is just an FM repeater, so it has uplink and downlink tones. Hide tones means usually if you have a private repeater, you don't want your tones published, you can hide them, and so the site won't divulge what your tones are. Then if you have a DMR repeater, it'll allow you to enter in the color code, that sort of thing. You can also add in repeater links. So I don't think you can do this yet. This is a little bit tougher to do because you have to know the repeater ID code, and we haven't really gotten into explaining how that works. So that might be something you can't do yet, but maybe in the future. But web links you can do. So this repeater has several links to it, but you can add a link under these categories here. So that is something that a record custodian can do. You can report it on air, off air, that sort of thing. So one of the big ones that we just went over yesterday that people are interested in. Now, this is a particular repeater in Georgia, and this one has 5 RRCs assigned to it. So yes, you can assign more than one RRC. So this one has 5, and you'll notice we have little stars here next to them. The open stars means click on this icon to assign as a new primary RRC. So the one with a closed star is the primary RRC. They have primary privileges, and the open stars are auxiliary RRCs. So what's the difference? So auxiliary RRCs can edit the repeater. Also, they also get emails whenever the repeater is edited. That's a big feature. Someone edits the repeater, and you get an email letting you know that it was edited by who and what they edited. But the primary has the ability to what's called edit lock. So if we go in here and click on edit lock, right now the RRC for this repeater, primary RRC, asked that the repeater be locked to edits. So what does that mean? And what that means is that regular users that come to the site can't submit an update report for the repeater. It also puts a flag on the repeater. Let's see, a flag. That's not the one I want. I want to do it. Look at this one here. It'll do a. Here we go. The repeater record coordinator has requested this repeater not be edited without prior consent. And so it puts a little checkbox down here for us and lets us know that the repeater has been locked. And we can also manage, custodians here on our own as an admin. So let's see, go back to what you can do here with RRC management. So right now, the only person that can edit lock the repeater is the primary. So click edit lock on off right there. What's your opinion on that? Should all RRCs be able to edit lock, or only the primary? Should we even have a primary versus auxiliary RRC? Right now, any RRC can add another RRC, and they can also remove RRC. So really, the only thing that the primary is doing is actually locking the entry. Of course, it doesn't lock out other RRCs, and it doesn't lock out our admins. Our admin can still go in and make adjustments and changes. And just so you're aware, our RRCs are asked to go in, or our admins are asked to go in once every 6 months and review the listing. They look for typos just to re-verify everything is up to date. And then they actually hit submit, which will cause an email to come out to you to let you know. It'll say either the repeater was updated or it was reviewed. But it'll say what was changed. And so it doesn't lock them out where they can't do that. We still want to go in and make our reviews to keep the confidence level high. But if we get it 6 months and we haven't received any type of re-verification from or any type of an update that's occurred during that time, we'll automate an email out to you to say, hey, it's been 6 months. Can you just re-verify that your repeater? It'll have a link. Hey, nothing's changed. It's exactly the same. Or it'll give you a link back to the repeater so that you can make edits. And then we'll give you a couple months to do that, a couple reminders. And if we don't hear back from you, then we'll probably have to turn off that edit lock and let the admin go back to work. So please don't go to sleep on us when we do this. This system is really designed for admins who want to be engaged in keeping the data up to date. It doesn't work if we have repeater RRCs that come in and just lock it out and then go to sleep on us, or they just want to lock it and don't want to be bothered anymore. That doesn't work for the model. It lowers the confidence rating of the database. And so, but again, hey, put comments down below what you think here as we build this out. I'm looking forward to what you think about the primary versus auxiliary RRCs. What rights should a primary have over an auxiliary? Of course, this only applies to repeaters where they have multiple RRCs. Most repeaters won't. Most repeaters that have a single RRC, you have all the rights. I mean, there is no, doesn't have it. You do have it. If you're the sole RRC, you have all the rights to do all that. So again, comments down below, figure out what you'd like to do on that, and what other type of editing you'd like to do. We'll work on that. So hope I got it all. If not, we'll add some more to this later. So 7-3 for now.